All right, everyone. We've got a special one today. Swing Thoughts. Couldn't even get it out right. Swing Thoughts, Episode 2.
Started thinking about Belmont.
I did. I saw it on the screen, and I was like, oh, I don't even know if I want to talk about this. Swing Thoughts, Episode 2, Inside the Mind of Sterling Simmons. I'm excited. I really am excited about this. We've got Mike with us tonight as well, so we can really ask him all the tough questions. But like I said, excited about this one. Played against Sterling a couple times. He beat me down pretty bad. Made me question if I should ever pick up a club again.
Now, Madison, you had ejected at this point, correct?
The ripcord had been pulled.
Okay.
We were floating back down to earth at this point. I got to be honest, the last couple holes before this were an absolute blur. Couldn't even tell you what was going on. And so we're going to start off on hole 7 at Belmont. It's a par 3, downhill, playing about 170, completely surrounded by bunkers. You're not going to see the tee shot. That's my fault. I'll take blame for it. I was in the cart. I was trying to figure out if I should even take a club out on this hole. So I apologize. But as you can see, Sterling did miss the green a little left. We're going to start here. He's in the bunker on this hole, and you can see the bunkers are pretty deep. So not obviously where you want to be. Not short-sided, though. The pin's on the right-hand side on this hole today. But, let's get into it.
Yeah, so here on my second shot. I'm not short-sided, but everything does run away from me. So here we are. Bunkers are very deep at Belmont, like Madison said. So really just trying to splash this one out and give myself a look for par. I thought this was going to roll out a little bit more than it did. And it comes up about 15 feet short, and we got a slider here for par.
Pretty decent out, though.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, I would love to have that.
Then here you can see it snaps pretty good there at the end.
Yep.
Really wasn't trying to make it. Really just trying to two-putt. You all know my putting history. Trying to make bogey at worst there after the tee shot.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that. You've got a 15-footer, make rate for the pros below 50% at this point. What's your expectation on that putt, and what are you willing to accept?
Just trying to keep it on the high side for as long as possible, trying to have dying speed so that, I don't leave myself a 3 to 4 footer on the way back. Like I said, if it goes in, great. If not, we're tapping in for bogey.
So I think that's an important thing to point out there. Do you see lesser skilled players trying to make something happen on that 15-foot putt, trying to get everything back in one swing of the club, potentially leaving themselves that uncomfortable 4-footer, and now all of a sudden they're looking double right in the face?
Yeah, it just all depends on their confidence. I mean, if they, can make that 4-footer coming back, sure, give it a chance, leave it on the low side, high side, whatever. Just, as long as you have confidence in making that 4-footer coming back. That's something that I lack a little bit in my game, but we're working on it. So.
Okay.
It's a good way to start on that. You can't really ask for anything better. So this is a par 4, kind of goes back to the left behind those pine trees up the left-hand side. Did you pull 3-wood here? Or Yeah.
So we'll watch the tee shot, and then we'll talk about it, because all right, we'll stop it there. 3-wood is an interesting club in my bag. Okay, so when I'm hitting driver well, it's going about 285. When I'm hitting 2-iron well, it's going about 225. So I have a bit of a gap. When I'm hitting 3-wood well, it goes about 250 off a tee.
So why 3-wood off that tee instead of driver? What does driver bring into play that you don't like?
So this day I was hitting kind of my fade.
Your spinny cut?
Yeah, and it was a little bit lower. It wasn't really spinny this day. It was just more of a fade.
Mm-hmm.
And just if I get a little pull, like I did on 3, which is in that Blow Up at Belmont video, it's hitting that tree there, the one that has, the pine tree up there.
I'm familiar with that tree.
Yeah.
That tree and I know each other pretty well.
It catches that tree, and then, you're in the same position as the last hole where you're trying to make a bogey at worst.
Right.
So I take 3-wood here, knowing that I can turn it over, more than my driver,
Okay.
and I'm aiming at those farther pines up to the right, and I'm trying to hit a little draw. My miss with the 3-wood is a snap hook, and that's what happens here. So hit the 3-wood, trying to build some confidence with it. I snap hook it and end up way left, and I have to punch out. And that's a routine play. There's no shot I get to the green from there, leave myself with a nice full 60 in. And then here I'm just trying to throw it a little bit past the pin. The greens are very receptive, very firm, so, potential for some backspin and, get a little closer to the hole. Didn't come back. Flew it through too far. And again, just a tough par putt here. Coming down the hill. Same situation as the last hole.
Past the hole, downhill slider.
Yep. Just looking to lag it up there. Honestly, if it goes in, great. I knew I left it low side really bad. And that's my miss, a bit of a pull.
You knew that right off the face.
Yeah, exactly.
You knew that
I feel it as soon as I hit it. Just going to waddle nice and slow, taking my time, looking at Madison. I think he said, let's make this one for the camera. And I just didn't.
That sounds like something I'd say.
So,
So yeah, this
not
is
a great bogey there. So
Yeah.
now we're on 9.
So hole 9, downhill, goes back to the left pretty hard. There's some trees that are, you can't really see them from there. There's some trees that are up on the left-hand side, right as the hole goes back to the left. And you can play it off of those, like play it, kind of fade it off of them, or you can draw it around them. But there's also a random bunker that's up there as well that if you hit it too far left, you can get caught in that, and that's just...
Yeah, that bunker's not random at all. That bunker's pretty well placed. What'd you hit off the tee there, Sterling?
So I hit 2 iron.
You hit 2 iron off the tee. Okay.
And I can't remember the exact yardage. Maybe 340.
I want to say 340, 350 from the bat.
Yeah. And I, like I said, I hit my 2 iron about 225, leave myself 115, 118, I think. So this is just a nice full 50 degree here.
And far enough back, you're not worried about the canopy of trees. Any of that.
Yeah, I'm never. I snap hook 3-wood on the previous hole. I'm never pulling driver on this hole because again, this hole kind of requires a little bit of a draw. Anything out to the right is hazard, penalty area. It was just never a driver hole. Didn't hit 3-wood well, so it was always a 2 iron.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so leave myself nice full wedge in. Really like my 50 degree. Beautiful divot. Love the follow through. We're staring it down. We're looking at it, and it comes up short. But it's fine. We got uphill putt, left to right, and the first birdie look on this finishing 6.
On that wedge shot, how far are you trying to hit that in relation to the pin? You trying to hit it pin high? You trying to hit it past pin high? What are you thinking?
I'm trying to hit it pin high here.
Okay.
For me, I don't know if I'm at the level where I'm thinking, where do I want to leave it with my wedges? I don't know. It's weird. When I have a wedge in my hand, I'm thinking like, unless it's a really big slope or, long is dead or short is dead.
Right.
I'm thinking, I'm going to go pin seeking here. I kept that one online. It just came up a little short.
Yeah, thinking more for some of the lesser skill players who, with that pin up front, maybe want to think about trying to hit a little past the hole. So if they catch it a little fat, catch it a groove high, then they're gonna wind up on the front of the green where you were, instead of winding up 15 yards short with, not the greatest of lies this time of year.
Yeah, no, that's a good point because coming up 15 yards short was never a thought in my mind. But you're right, for the that mid handicapper to higher handicapper, that's definitely a good thought there. So they're on the putt, 20 feet up the hill, left to right. Last few had a bit of pace going by, so left that one a little short. But again, I'm leaving myself in a very comfortable range where I can just walk up,
just tap it in and move on to the next hole.
On that 20-footer, are you thinking, I've got to get it to the hole to at least give it a chance, or are you there at the point where I'm thinking, leave myself something comfy rather than taking the chance of running it 4 feet by?
That's interesting, and I think we need to say this. We were playing a match against Noah, who you can see there in the screen, and my friend Peyton. And, Noah's got that look there for birdie. This is not a shot at Noah, but I didn't see him making this putt.
Right.
So, yes, in this instance, I'm thinking, let's leave myself with a comfortable putt
Right.
for par. Now, if we're doing stroke play and I'm playing against the field or, just trying to play a good round, I would love to give this, this putt a chance. And I think it changes a little bit, the mindset when you go match play versus, stroke play. So
Okay.
just to throw that out there.
Yeah.
And there you go. 1/3.
Beautiful.
This is probably one of my favorite holes. out
Fun
here.
hole here. Really fun hole here. What's the club off the tee here?
Got another 2-iron.
2-iron.
Yep. It's
So
never.
you're taking on the bunker?
That was a plan at first. I was going to take on that bunker that's about, 120 out from the green. Didn't catch it great,
Okay.
which is why, we came up short. And let me pause this real quick before I, hit this one tight.
Preview for everybody.
It's like
Yes.
he knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that 2-iron puts that bunker that you can see in front of me right in play.
Yeah.
And this is interesting. I think it's interesting how I think about it is I rarely hit the ball straight. I'm either hitting, my little draw or it's a miss hit, it's a little bit of a fade. I'm aiming at that bunker off the tee.
Right.
I'm thinking, like, what are the chances I hit it in that 8 to 10 yard wide bunker from 225 yards? And, I came up a little bit short, but I don't know. That's just my thinking on that shot.
Yeah, so that one's kind of interesting because of where that bunker is, like you said. So yeah, it is. It's out there, but as you can see where the cart path comes in, this is really where the hole starts to bottleneck. Like really, the fairway really comes in. So, you don't want to go too long here because I've seen people end up on that hill over there, and that's just a nasty, nasty lie. And if you go too far right, sometimes in the summer, the trees are kind of hanging over a little bit, and the green kind of goes back up to the right over there, and the pin on this day was way back up in the right, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't it on the right? So it's kind of like, I think what you're saying with strategy-wise, but I don't know if I'd ever be aiming right at the bunker. I couldn't because my mind would be like, all right, let's find out what it's like.
Interesting. That's what I do I do the same thing every time I play this hole. I'm taking it right at the hole, enough club to get it over if I hit it well, counting on a draw. And yeah, if it goes in the bunker, it goes in the bunker. That's a 1 in 20 shot that I'm actually going to hit it straight. Not hit it
Exactly.
well enough to cover it,
Yeah.
but hit it well enough to get it in.
Yeah, and the hole's short enough too, where if you do find yourself in that bunker, I mean, you can still make par from there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, from that point, you don't have that much more in. You've got 142 from probably 20 yards behind the bunker.
Right.
So I mean, you can still, if you do find yourself in it, it's not where you want to be, but you could still save par from there. But still a good shot. This next
right.
one's a little bit better.
Yeah, you want to paint the picture here or paint the scene?
I mean, I really can't.
You don't remember? All right, I got you. So we got 142. I have 9-iron in my hand. I'm one up against Peyton and Noah. We might be all square.
I thought you were one up at this point.
It might be one up. I'm not sure.
All right.
But they have gone a little bit longer and a little bit left. You can kind of see the card up there. That's kind of where they are. And, this is one of those green light specials like I had on the last hole where you know that, I'm trying to go pin seeking here. I know that 9-iron isn't going to go over the green. I know that if I hit it well, it's going to land right next to the pin. If I come up short, I'm going to have an uphill putt.
Left to right on the green, where's the flag?
It's back right.
It's
corner.
back right. It's the back right flag.
It's back, yeah. It's back right, but it's a little bit closer to the slope. It's the back right portion, but that left side of the back right portion. Does that make sense? Okay.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. So distance-wise, you're trying to get to the hole.
Yes.
How far right are you aiming? Are you aiming at it?
I'm aiming at it with a cut. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's to where if I don't hit a cut, we're bang on line and it potentially goes in. If I hit my little peeler, I'm gonna have a 10-footer up the hill for birdie.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So here we go. And I hit it so well. And it's right at the pin. Didn't cut at all. We're watching it, and there it is.
Love it.
Yeah,
Absolutely love it.
it really was a great shot. The one thing I will say about this green though is long and right is dead.
Yeah.
So I think for me, right, as an amateur, I couldn't take on that pin. I mean, it's not as far right as it could be, but like you said, if it does go a little long, like it's maybe, I think, is it a hill back there that then goes into the woods? I know the right kind of drops off immensely, but it's good to know that you're actually going for the pin on this one, because I know I wouldn't be.
Well,
Yeah,
it was. Go ahead.
So I was going to say, Madison, I think you and I want to center our shot dispersion to where we take the right side, the right miss of the green completely out.
Exactly.
Because that's death. Left of the green, we can get up and down from there. We can still make par from there, bogey at worst. But yeah, we're right of the green, we're dead. Bag us and tag us, we're done.
Baggers and taggers.
Pretty much.
But again, like this, I'm telling you, it was a green light special for me.
Yeah.
Love the yardage, love the club. Do you have a yardage where you're like, I really love this yardage. I really love this club. I'm going right for the pin. So, what is that yardage for you?
It's like it's basically my 50 degree. So it's like, like a 115 to a 120.
All right.
Shot.
So then to kind of get in your head a little bit, how often are you putting yourself in that 120 to 115 situation?
Actually, I've been doing a lot better of identifying where that is.
Good.
And kind of making sure it's there. Before, though, it was just kind of, I knew I had a yard back. This was years ago. It was like a 125 club, 120, 125, 130. And I'd get excited anytime I'd hit that yardage during a round, anytime I'd get that, but not realizing I could have put myself in that position a lot more than I did, but I just didn't know any better.
Yeah.
So.
What about you, Mike? Do you have that green light special yardage?
I really tend not to think that way. I'm trying to get as close to the green as I can without taking on undue risk. And then, from there, it's just, where is death? Keep that out of play.
Yeah.
Keep that out of play as much as possible. Give myself birdie putts. A lot of the courses that we tend to play around here have a lot of pretty small greens, it seems like. So it's tough to go after the flag and know that if I'm going to hit a decent shot and still miss 10 yards one direction or the other, that I'm still going to be on the green and have a putt. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying at all times is I want a putt. If I'm not going to have a putt, I want an easy chip. I don't want to short side myself. I don't want to, kick off the hill long right here and be in the penalty area and, be looking at double bogey.
Right.
Yeah. So here we are. I mean, I guess I just can't find a straight putt. Another, left or right slider slightly downhill. Peyton and Noah, the match, they had lengthy putts for par. So I knew I could definitely put some pressure on them if I could pour this one in. Give it one last look, back and through, and it just never left the center of the hole.
Beautiful.
And I'm a competitor. Let me bring it back just a little bit. I'm a competitor, folks. And these guys are my buddies, right? And I know what they can and can't take. We're gonna watch the stare down here after the putt goes in, just to kind of let them know that I'm gonna put this match away, and they're also gonna give me an extra stroke on top of that. So we're gonna. And there it is. We're just gonna look Noah down. Noah had the closest par putt. Gave him a little bit of a look, and they both ended up missing their putts. So I don't know if I think we're 3 up at this point, and I think I said to them like, 3 up with 2 to play, like this match is over. But yeah, here we are on 11. I think this is one of the nicer holes at Belmont. One of my favorites. It's a pretty long up the hill par 4. Can't remember the yardage off the top of my head, but it's definitely a driver. You can miss a little bit to the right. The hole kind of goes that way anyway.
A little bit to the right.
It's a very small window that you have, but
yeah, because you can hit the hill, and then you're going right down into bad places where.
And it's funny that you say that. You've played there a lot more than I have. I didn't know that. So that's
I'm
not
sorry
even.
to put that. I'm sorry to put that into your head.
It's fine, but I didn't. I'm thinking if it hits right, it's just gonna kind of plop and stay there.
You may also be hitting your driver solidly enough of the time when you hit the peeler to the right that you're getting past
Yeah,
that little ditch.
That's a good
that
point.
will kick things to the right.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been known to bail left. I've been known to bail way left. I've played this hole several times from up the fourth fairway and made par. I mean,
Yeah, which you can do
You
because
can do it.
it's honestly not a bad angle.
It's the farther left you go, the easier that shot gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You said you really like this hole. I really don't like this hole because, your second shot in is always uphill, and you can't always see the green. But like Mike was saying, as far left as you can go, so that's, you said a 4 fairway, right?
Yeah.
4 fairway, sits up a lot more, so you can get a more level look at it. You might be a little bit further away, obviously, but, you can kind of at least see the green and might have a better angle in. But your second shot, you're always kind of uphill and trying to identify where the flag is. And this is a deep green, too.
It is. This is one of the bigger greens on the course, but I love the fact that, you've got to hit, unless you absolutely kill your tee shot, you've got to hit a golf shot for your second shot. You can bail as far left as you want and leave yourself 200 plus, whatever. You've got a chance. You've got a chance to hit a golf shot and still have a birdie putt. So, it's a great hole.
So here we go. I'm stepping in. In my mind, I know I can miss a little bit right. So I've got confidence here. Noah's already put a drive in the fairway. I know I got to do the same. A little low, a little necky, but
That plays.
It's right in the fairway. We got 155 here, 7-iron up the hill, and we'll let the swing play out here. This is one of those interesting swings.
Interesting follow through.
This is an off-season swing, and let me go ahead and just explain what I mean by that. In the off-season, obviously, I'm not practicing as much. I take this thing back. I get to the top of my swing. Doesn't happen often. I just go dead in the brain. I just forget what I'm trying to do. I don't know what club I have in my hand. I don't know what happens. But that's what happened here. Just absolute dead brain, forgot how to swing, and I fanned this thing way out to the right. Well, I fanned this thing off to the right. So let's just watch it back again. I got no clue. I got no idea what happened.
Yeah, I want to see what way off to the right is for you.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Let's see that.
Let me break it down for you. It wasn't that far off to the right.
Yeah, your
your
definition of way off to
But
the
you
right.
gotta-
now
I would have
might
been
be
fine with it.
All right, we'll watch the swing again.
Yeah. So
You can
we
see
hate
how soon that hand comes off the club.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Walking up the hill trying to see where it finished up.
I know you hate it, but
But he's literally right off.
you
right
are
off to the right of the green.
what 3 feet
Yeah.
off the right edge of the green.
Yeah. And so the
it's the
pin
right
is
side.
the pin is down kind of in the flat today, so it doesn't really even affect him that much because he can just throw that wedge up there and he's not having to worry about too much break.
It's an easy chip. You can putt from there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've 2-putted from there
I
plenty of
should
times.
have putted from there.
Okay. Little foreshadowing there, folks.
Yeah. But I don't want to call this one that 155 shot a green light special, but it was a 7-iron. Again, in my mind, we should be looking for a birdie on this hole. But yeah, miss it out to the right. For some reason, I took 60-degree here. Was never the club. Should have been probably a 54 or a 50. Couple hops, checks a little bit on me, and then just comes up short. But, below the hole, 5-footer.
Should be drama free at this point.
We're 3 up. They made par. We got to knock this in, right?
Powered it through.
Caught the edge.
Did it catch the edge?
It did.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
oh,
All right.
hey,
bit.
don't be
I
disrespectful.
couldn't see it.
now.
It was in
I
the
saw
in
you.
the shadow a little bit
Disrespectful
there.
now. Don't make me pull up the Providence video. Let's
I
watch
saw
it
it catch
back.
the
You can
edge.
pull the. We're not. We wouldn't be comparing apples to apples there. So
Let's watch it again. Because it comes towards the camera.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you missed
yeah.
it on the
Okay,
high
I saw
side.
it.
You
I
missed
saw it
on the
that
high
time.
side.
I saw it that time. I didn't see it before.
Yeah, we're scooping that up. We're back to 1 over. And now here we are on 12, the final hole. Par 3, slightly up the hill.
Fun little hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, It's a nice hole, and this green, whew,
This is a massive green.
I love this green.
this green is tough. You can't see the flag there, but very solid shot. Again, 7-iron. Didn't forget how to swing it.
How far away are you here?
We're looking at maybe 25 feet.
Okay.
25 feet up the
decent
hill, breaking right to left.
Mm-hmm.
This putt was kind of interesting because once it kind of started breaking left, it kind of started going downhill a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was kind of,
I know
it was
that
one of
part
those
the green.
like, you got to get it up there,
Right.
but then also once you get up there, you can't have it, rolling too far past.
Right.
But yeah, it was a 7-iron, 170, massive green. Playing, like I said, the match was already over, so really just trying to go for the center of the green. Don't need to get too aggressive on par threes. You said something, I can't remember if it was in take one or in this video, but my philosophy with par threes is we're trying to make par every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Center of the green, lag it up. If you have anything inside 15 feet, try to make it, obviously, but no worse than par. When you start pin hunting on par threes, that's when you really get into trouble. Psychologically, I am okay with a 5 on a par 4, but a 4 on a par 3 just hits a little bit harder for me.
Yeah, I agree, and that's really, I think what I was saying too is to kind of keep a round going or maybe stop the bleeding. If you've had the first 6 holes that I had at Belmont, being able to stay consistent on the par threes and really just make sure that you're walking out of there with a par or birdie each time is kind of key to keeping that round going. You're going to have some par fours where there's interesting shots, or you're going to leave yourself in a strange yardage or get caught up. But like a par 3 is really where you need to capitalize and just, like you said, find the center of the green and two putt.
Yeah. So we're going to try to 2 prep here.
2 prep.
And, just kind of get out of here. And I was really happy with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Par threes are the one hole where the architect is really dictating the entire play of the hole. Mm-hmm. They are dictating the approach shot. You have no say in the matter. You can't lay it back farther. You can't try to push it up farther. So I feel like in a lot of cases, you've really got to take what they're giving you. Mm-hmm. And don't try to force the issue. It didn't look like you had the back left pin on this hole, which is a lot of fun because you can go after that and you can make all sorts of numbers with a shot that honestly is not all that bad. Yeah. You can be 5 yards long trying to go after that back left pin, and you're in the maintenance shed.
I was going to say you'd be in the parking lot.
You're in the maintenance shed. You're in the parking lot. You're staring 5 in the face, and I think that's something that a lot of us less skilled golfers need to think about, is the fact that middle of the green, 30-foot putt up the hill, 2-putt GTFO, that's what we need to be thinking about. Taking 5 out of play, making that a non-possibility on par threes.